What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well today. Hopefully everyone had a good long weekend, was able to spend it with family, possibly reflecting on those loved ones that served and have passed on, and things of that sort. I know we use it usually for a time to get together and grill out and have fun, but we need to actually remember what these days are for. And Memorial Day is a day to remember and memorialize those that have served and passed on. So hopefully you spent some time this weekend doing that. But not to get on my high horse, you all know what time it is. It is time to get these trades reviewed. After a long weekend, we had a fairly decent day in the market. As always, on what will be what we can call a Monday. It's the first trading day of the week. Usually don't really know what to expect. And this market pretty much gave us that same attitude this morning. So let's go ahead. Let's get the thumbnail watch list pulled up. We could take a look at what we were trading this morning. As you can see, I have gone back to looking at those Fab Five, looking at those tech stocks. The market has not really had any stocks that just kind of stand out. There was two that we added this morning: Coin, which we didn't get a trade on, and Nike, which we did take a trade on. We also had AMC, and I'm not sure if y'all can hear it, but I'm chewing some gum, so let me get that out of my mouth. We have AMC, and then we had JAN. I had both of those on the watch list, actually for stock trades. Traded JAN pre-market, made a little money on part of a position, and then we stopped out for a little bit more profit, but I expected more out of that trade, just didn't get it. And then of course we have the markets on the charts, which we did get one trade in on the SPY. Again, nothing spectacular. None of the trades really were spectacular today. We were just trying to get what the chart was showing, and I think that we did that. So let's go ahead and bring up TRADERVUE. We're reviewing trades for May 31st, Tuesday, last day of the month. Finished it out green, which was a good thing. Took 3 trades, closed P&L 112. First trade was AMD. We made $2, basically made what it cost us to get in the trade. SPY made $20, not bad. And then Nike, we made $90. Nice trade on Nike. Left a little bit of money on the table on Nike, but like you will always hear me say, I got what I wanted out of the trade. So let's go ahead, bring up Thinkorswim. Take a look at the charts and see what we were seeing as we took these trades. First trade is going to be AMD. It is good to see AMD back over $100. This is a stock that I have in my long portfolio, so it is good to see it coming back up. Not sure for how long though, because we are still in a bear market. It needs to break some key levels and get back over to 200 before we can actually be expecting this thing to start running again. But let's go ahead, get that first trade out the way. And we were playing a put on this trade. Like I tell people, I'm a bull by nature. I like to see the market going higher. So I hate when I'm taking put plays because it's actually going against my long-term trades, but have to take what the market is showing that particular time. So this one here, we see it open nice. It opened above the previous day's high. And then it just sold off. This was every pretty much main stock in the market today. Everything sold off. So sold off. It pulled back. Decent little pullback back to VWAP. And we got in right here. Two issues, actually it's more than two issues, but first issue I see, we have bottoming tails here. So bottoming tails are ranges to the bottoming tail. So you see this first candle kind of split the difference between these two bottoming tails. And then it made this move back up to the VWAP, chopped around. It didn't break this low. So that's a sign right there that this thing does not have the strength to the bottom. The bulls are stepping in, pushed it back up. Sellers finally got traction, pushed it back down. Where to? Look at that number, $100.04. They could not get it below $100. And then it took off. Made the nice move, broke VWAP, broke previous day's high, and went on and kept doing what it did the rest of the day. But we got out of this trade at 10:13. So we stayed in it for 20 minutes. We rode this thing for a good little while. Got out of it over here. So we rode it back up to VWAP. We said, okay, if this comes back and it sets a new high, we're out of it. It didn't do that. So we stayed in it, came down, and now it's coming back up again. We had moved our stop to break even at that point, and we basically stopped out for break even, which was $2, basically locking in, covering what we had in the trade. So overall, looking at this here, it looked decent just glancing at it. But these bottoming tails should have been my sign that no, buyers keep stepping in when this is trying to go low. That's what those bottoming tails should have been telling me. And then once this pushed back up, pushed back down, didn't set a new low, really should have got out right here on this candle. It should have been my exit point. Even though it did finally push down, we should have just got on out of that one. But that was our first trade. And then our second trade was on the SPY. The SPY is another one that is in my long-term portfolio. So again, it hurts me when I'm playing puts on these, which is what we were doing on this one. But again, trading what the market is showing us at that time. And we got in this one at 10:01. Let's see where 10:01 is. So 10:01 would have been this candle right here. Again, we somewhat see the same type of pattern. The one thing though is if I do this right here, the SPY is trading well below previous day's high. This thing pretty much, it opened in the upper, let's say the upper third of the candle, but sold off, pulled back up to VWAP, came back down. Again, it didn't set a lower low, set a higher low, came back up, now set a higher high. So look at that. It came down, it set a lower high, lower low. Now we got a higher low and a higher high. This thing doesn't really have much movement to the downside because it's kind of transitioning right up in here. It's no man's land. The only thing that we got working for it is pushing off of the VWAP. But we got in when it broke this candle. And that's the thing. When I sit here and I kind of analyze my trades, I can kind of walk through it and say, look at that. That's even though we got the lower low and the lower high, next move is a higher low. And then guess what? It pushed into a higher high. So even if this set this higher low, this thing should have came up to this candle and pushed it back down, letting us know that sellers were in control. But we jumped in the trade and we got out of this one at 10.12. 10.12. Again, we moved our stop as this was going down. Once this made this turn, came back up against us, we stopped out. Good stop. Good solid stop. Made $20 on the trade. But that was a good stop right there. Why stay in this thing and let it ride all the way back up and stop us out at break even? Let's go on and capture a little bit of money. So that was our second trade. And then our third and last trade was our decent trade of the day money wise. Let's look at it chart wise. So again, we see Nike opened up above previous day's high, opened up above the VWAP, sold off. Like I said, pretty much everything in the market was selling off. Set low of the day right there though. Buyers came in, pushed it back up to previous day's high. Look how it used that as resistance. Finally got above it, and it kind of just chopped along and then finally caught traction. But we got in this trade at 10.16. So let's see what we were seeing at 10.16. All right. So, like I said, we didn't discuss that already. So this came back up just about halfway of that move, chopped around, broke previous day's high, but it's trapped right there in between the VWAP. Sellers pushed it back down, pretty much setting almost a even low right there. And the buyers stepped right on in and pushed it right back up. We got in as this candle was breaking the previous candle to kind of ride that momentum some more. And that's what we did. And we got out of this one at 10.22. Let's see, 10.22. As it's making that move back down. Again, just chasing the stop. This one, I will admit, a few times I was trying to get out of this one and it did not let me get out. I was trying to get out for 2-to-1 on my money. So I was trying to get out for $50. And it just never did come down and hit the stop. And it would keep going. And then it would come like it was going to hit that 2-to-1 stop, and it would keep going. And then it finally got up there to that $100 mark. And then I just said, all right, let's get out of this thing. Let's move the stop up there. And that's when it ended up happening. This came back, tagged us. But look at what it did. Look at what it did the rest of the day. I'll give you the numbers on this trade. So this one, we paid $162 per contract, bought 2 contracts. What's that? 6 minutes later, we sold them for $207 per contract. That gave us $45 a contract. We made $90. This stock finished today right here, 303. An entire another $100 per contract over what we paid for it. But again, like I said, I got what I wanted out of the trade. I'm sure there were other opportunities in here to take a trade, but we pretty much had hit our goal. Let's go ahead, wrap it up. One thing I just remembered though. Let's go back and let's take a peek at the SPY. Let's take a peek at that SPY trade. We looked at the SPY on the 2-minute chart. We looked at it on the 2-minute chart and we see came down. We got this little pullback. We got in right here. Let's look at this on the 15-minute. Look at it on the 15 and let's look at possibly how we could have got sucked in on another play. On the 15, wide range, narrow range. Entry would have been here. See, we got out right where entry would have been on a 15-minute trigger. But we actually got in the trade off of a 2-minute pattern, but the 15 was somewhat showing confirmation. The 15 was setting up for a 3-bar. It didn't really come down. This one, we would have hoped that it came down a little further. But look at how even, of course, because that's going to be the open or the close and the open. But those right there, a 3-bar play would have triggered you in when that pushed back down below here. And I did remember, I just remembered seeing that on the 15 as I was trading. Like, look at the SPY setting up for a 3-bar play. Again, I got in the trade based off of what the 2-minute was showing. Let's see what the 5-minute was showing. 5-minute is giving you that same confirmation and even better though. Because look at this. This pull came down. It pulled back with a top and tail. So those are sellers. Got in right there. It came, this would have been first target area. It came right to first target area. And then buyers were strong. Sellers could not push this thing down. This here is showing you all the signs that this should go lower. But the buyers just stepped in and did not want to take part in that. So hope y'all enjoyed this review. I know my page says that it's LMD trading. So living my dream trading. That should be living my dream trading and traveling. That's what I love to do. I love to trade. I love to travel. And we'll be getting some traveling in tomorrow. So be on the lookout for some of that content of me traveling. Not gonna put where I'm going right now. I'm one of those people. My destination is always unknown. So keep a lookout. Possibly tomorrow. I got a late flight tomorrow, so possibly tomorrow I may get some footage out there, but guaranteed I'll have some footage out there on my travel excursions. So please be on the lookout for that. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and we will be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.